What is good, people? Satsuki the Savage here. Happy Christmas Eve. Today is day 11 of 12 Days of Anime. And today, I'll be talking about anime that I dropped this year, okay? And I'll give it a maximum of 3 minutes with each anime because I'm not trying to be here all day, alright? Now, obviously, this is not going to be a positive video. I'll be talking about why I dropped some of these anime, why I didn't like them, or whatever. And some of them are for trivial reasons. Some of them, you'll be like, you dropped the anime just for that? Yes, I did. All right. I'm telling you right now, this is not going to be a positive video. So if you are the type to get mad just because I dropped one of your favorite anime, I advise you not to watch this video. All right. With that being said, the first anime I got on here is Boogie Pop. And I dropped Boogie Pop early in the year because it was in the winter season because it was way too convoluted. I got into Boogie Pop not knowing anything about it because there was another series of it like a couple of years back, and it introduced way too many characters that looked similar, and I didn't know anybody's name, and I didn't know what was going on with the plot at all. That had to be one of the most confusing anime I watched in a long time. I understood nothing. All right, so that's pretty much why I dropped it, and I just didn't really find anything interesting about it. I found like 2 characters cool, but other than that, there was nothing really keeping me in the story, alright? So, that's why I dropped Boogie Pop. Next anime I have on here is Dr. Stone, and to be real, I already knew I was going to drop Dr. Stone, because I read the manga, dropped the manga, and the only reason why I was watching the anime is because I was doing King of Anime, you know, the podcast with C-Tactics and everything animated. And I was going to try to get that anime dropped eventually. Surprisingly though, we dropped it after episode 2 or 3. It was like real early, and I'd even suggest us drop it that early because I like the early parts of Dr. Stone. It's just over time I got real bored with it, but yeah, I didn't really give the anime a chance. Only got, like I said, up to episode 3 or something like that before it got dropped. So that's why Dr. Stone got dropped. Next is Given, and Given is for a very simple reason. I don't like yaoi, okay? Yeah, I said it. Yeah. Make your judgments. I don't really like yaoi. I will admit, though, the music in that series was really good. And I only watched 2 episodes of Given, but the music was really good. And yeah, I've heard some good things about it, but again, it's not a series for me. I don't think it was bad or anything like that. Again, that's just not my genre preference. We good? Okay? Next anime is Blade of the Immortal. This one might take some time, okay? Blade of the Immortal. I came in here with high expectations. And when you come in something with high expectations and they're not met, it's even worse than we just go in blind, okay? I've heard good things about the manga, so this is not an attack on the manga. This is on the 2019 adaptation. I also heard that the other anime adaptation of Blade of the Immortal was bad as well. But this series, when I tell you, and if you watch my first impressions video, you already get where I'm going with this, okay? Because Blade of the Immortal was a mess. I got to episode 3, and that's where it broke me. Because it sped through the plot so quick, I didn't know what was going on. And it's not that I wasn't just paying attention. I went back to the manga to see if I was tripping. Because I watched episode 3, and I was wondering to myself, like, what's going on in this episode? Why does it feel like I'm just lost? So I went back to the manga and I found out these motherfuckers tried to fit 5 chapters into one episode. And while that may not seem bad if we're talking about a weekly series or anything where the pages are 19 or something like that, Blade of the Immortal is a series like Attack on Titan, where we're talking about 44 plus pages of material. It's like a monthly series. So imagine you have an Attack on Titan episode where it's trying to cram 5 chapters worth of material into one episode. It's not going to work. So when they tried to speed through all that material, I was just lost with the plot in episode 3 especially. And that also happened in episode 4. Because I gave it one more shot, did it again, I said I'm done. And then the animation, terrible. The animation is terrible. The art is okay. The art, you can say, is good. But the animation, all these flashy cuts. They were barely animated things. It was just still shots and they just cut to the next scene. And that's how they would depict the fight. There's no way to animate a fight, bro. And they were doing that very, very early on. So I had no faith in them from that point on. So again, once I got to episode 4, I said, yeah, I'm done. And we're going to move on from that though. Next is Fire Force. Now, this one, it's weird to talk about this one, all right? Because I know how people are going to take it. I dropped Fire Force for 2 reasons. One is because hate and love are so close. They're right on the other side of each other. It's easy to hate someone. It's very easy to vehemently hate someone after you loved them. That's what happened with a certain character in Fire Force, Princess Hibana. I think that's her name. Yeah, I loved her when she was first introduced and leading up to her fight with Shinra. But once that fight happened, that episode where she fought Shinra and we got that garbage flashback, I was starting to hate Fire Force at that point. I was starting to hate it. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why is Princess Hibana losing to Shinra? She is a leader. And she's losing to fucking Shinra this early. No. No way. And I understand, like, she bribed her way to her position. But either way, the way she was dicking around with Shinra in the beginning, where she just stopped his flames like that, it's a stark contrast between that and that fight we got between them later on. It's just like, wow, Princess Hibana, you really this trash? Okay. Bet. Yeah, alright. So when you took a character that was keeping me in a series, because up to that point, I didn't really like anybody else that much. I like Maki, but that's about it. I didn't really care for Shinra. Oh, I did like the lieutenant with the glasses. I liked him. He was cool. But other than that, I didn't really care for anybody else. But second reason I dropped Fire Force is because of fan service. And this is the one where people might try to fight me on, all right? And the thing is, I seen someone like Zypher talk about the fan service, or he had a reaction on Twitter, and then people reacted bad to it. And it's always comments like, "Oh, you're gonna let fan service stop you?" The reason why the fan service in Fire Force, in particular, is bad is because it takes you out of the moment. When people need to stop judging things like they're on the same playing field. It's not the fan service itself. It's the implications of the fan service. It's the how it's in there. It's how you use the fan service. Kill La Kill is my favorite anime of all time. It has a shit ton of fan service. But the way it has it in Kill La Kill is actually it's actually weaved into the plot. That's not the case with Fire Force. I mean, you could say like Tamaki has that quirk thing where she unluckily gets groped by people or whatever, but it's stupid. It takes you out of the moment. I remember when I was watching that one episode where they were fighting this one guy. I think he had like stars in his eyes. I can't remember vividly, but they had this moment where, you know, he was a good guy, but he turned out to be evil, and he was beating Tamaki's ass. And it was supposed to be like a serious moment because Shinra came in there or whatnot. It was supposed to be a serious moment. We're talking about dire stakes. And what do they do in the middle of that fight? They have Tamaki get groped by Shinra. She was previously crying, and then she gets groped by Shinra in the middle of this. Like, while the dude is still ready to fight, all right? This is not after where everybody's happy and shit. No, this is right before you killed a nigga. Like, what? it completely takes you out of the mood. The tone is it's messed up, it's screwed up when you have fan service like that, and then you do it so much. I just cannot take the show serious. It's just like, bro, you're actually distracted from the plot. Tamaki was the worst thing to happen to Fire Force. Okay, she is the worst character in Fire Force. I don't care what anybody says. All right, you may like Fire Force, you may like Tamaki. I hate the bitch. All right, fight me on it. Next is Kimetsu no Yaiba, and this is another one that people are going to fight me on. I know they are. Okay, I was bored because I got up to episode 14. That's when I dropped it. I got real bored when we started fighting that demon who had these drums on his body. He started hitting them, and he would like, rotate the room, flip it however he wanted. I was really bored with that fight. Ugh. But Zenitsu. And this is controversial because a lot of people love Zenitsu. I hate the bastard with all my heart. I hate him. I hate that nigga. He's very annoying to me. And people may say, but he's raw when he sleeps and he gets to fight. That's the problem right there. Stop. That's it. If you gotta be asleep for me to like you, something's wrong. I can only like him under a condition when he's unconscious. When he, and that's the thing. Like, okay, he goes to sleep and fights. Cool. Like, just because you can fight doesn't make me like you like that. Not always. And not this dude, because when he's conscious, he is the most annoying motherfucker I've ever seen. I can deal with coward characters. I still fuck with Usopp from One Piece. I can deal with the coward characters. But the way Zenitsu is, he's too much. They lay it on too thick, bro. He's up there crying, hiding behind children. He's up there. There was a moment where he was trying to chase around Tanjiro because he had his sister in a box. He was like, "Oh, you got a cute girl in your box." I'm like, nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy? He was too annoying for me. Inosuke, the pig guy, I was indifferent on him. He was kind of annoying to me, but I don't really care. Either way, whatever. Tanjiro was cool to me. But then you had Nezuko, who people love because of her design and the fact that she can fight. But other than that, all she says is, and niggas love it. Niggas eat it up. I gotta give Demon Slayer credit because they created a character who has like no lines and niggas love her. I gotta give them credit for that. But I wasn't fucking with it. Fuck Zenitsu. Fuck Nezuko. Fuck them niggas. Alright? Shout out to Michael Jackson though. And shout out to Shinobu. I never got to her, but she was the only thing that could have pushed me to watch Demon Slayer. Unfortunately, didn't happen. Alright? And the last one is Kanata no Astra. Now, this is weird because I actually finished Kanata no Astra, but I did drop it initially. I got to episode 6 of it, and man, oh man, them characters, the fuck was that? Alright, back to the schedule programming. Them characters were not keeping me in there. I liked Luca, alright, and Wally might like that, but Luca was cool. Other than that, I wasn't fucking with anybody on that squad. Nobody. So it took me another watch of it for me to get invested into it. And the reason why I got back into it is because I heard about its plot twist and whatnot. And that did make the show a lot better for me. But honestly, I do think it's Kanata no Astra got overrated because of the plot twist. Don't get me wrong, the plot twists are good. But up until you get to those plot twists, in my opinion, Kanata no Astra is kind of average with the characters and with the plot. It just does not hit until you get to those twists later on. It's worth it, but again, it's like if you get spoiled on this series, your enjoyment of it is going to drastically drop. Alright? But that's pretty much it for the anime I dropped. I could have talked about manga, but that's going to be too much, and I'm not trying to get another One Piece crowd on my neck, okay? So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Let me know if you dropped some anime for this year and tell me why you did that. Or you can tell me your opinions on the anime I dropped. You can tell me why I'm a bitch, why why I shouldn't have dropped it, why your anime that you love that I dropped is the anime of the year, whatever. Do whatever you got to do. I am Satsuki the Savage. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. Either way, I am out.
Am I dying to live, or am I living to die? Living a lie, with my hands stressed out, see I'm stressed out.